To perform the floor get up, you will begin by lying flat on your back on the floor and then perform a series of movements that will take you from the floor to the standing position and then back down to the floor. Focus on calm, rhythmic, and nasal breathing during the entirety of this movement. You will begin by bending a knee on one side, placing that foot flat against the ground. The opposite side arm will go out at about a 45-degree angle, and the arm on the side of the knee that is bent will extend over your chest. You will then perform a sit-up motion coming up onto your elbow. Focus on keeping your back straight and the heel of the straight leg completely connected to the ground. Then extend your elbow so you're sitting upright and your back is straight. Then extend your hips as high as you can towards the ceiling. Then you will take the leg that is extended in front of you underneath your hips and place the knee flat against the floor so that now you're in a lunge style position with the knee underneath the hips. Still looking up through the fingertips, you will then do a windmill motion off of your hand, keeping your back straight. Then swivel the back knee so you're in a lunge position, and then do a strong lunge upright to the standing position with your arms still extended overhead. Then you will perform all of those motions in reverse to go back down to the floor. Doing a lunge, then you will swivel that leg on the back side, look up through your fingertips and do a windmill, bringing your hand down to the floor. Extend the rear leg back out in front of your body, keeping the hips as high as you can to here. Sit your hips back down to the floor slowly, keeping your back straight. Go down to your elbows slowly, and then slowly roll back until your shoulders and head rest gently against the ground. Make sure you do this part slow. You don't want to hit your head hard against the ground. Then you will perform all of those movements on the opposite side. Extend the knee, extend the arm, doing a sit-up, back is straight, looking through the fingertips, extend the arm up, hips come up. You may notice there's going to be some subtle differences side to side. Focus on balance, focus on symmetry. Doing the lunge motion up, then reversing all of the movements, going back down. This is a great drill for coordination, short-term memory, and a real functional translation to everyday life movement. Now we will work on a couple of the components that you want to try to avoid. Going back to the first side here. As you do the sit-up, you don't want that leg that's straight to come up towards your body. This is a sign of improper core tension. So focus on using your abdominals and driving the heel of the straight leg into the floor. Don't let your torso lean forward and hunch forward. Focus on keeping your back straight and your core engaged. When you go to lift those hips, make sure you lift them as high as you can towards the ceiling. Don't let them settle down low. You want to fully extend through those hips, pushing them towards the ceiling. Try not to drag your foot as you bring it behind you. Lift your hips high enough and then move your foot back in a smooth and rhythmic manner. You may lose your balance sometimes. That's okay. Focus on maintaining good upright posture and focusing on having as much stability as possible. That lunge is also very important. You don't want to lean forward and make it a jerky motion. Make sure that when you come up for the lunge, that you're in a strong and stable position, your torso stays tall, and you use your hips and legs to drive up. Then reversing the order on the way back down. Focusing on control. Slow, rhythmic movement. Now, when you're going back down to the floor, make sure you don't slump down hard and hit your head. You want to go down slowly to the elbow, and then as you lean back, make sure that straight leg doesn't lift up off the floor. You want to keep that heel completely connected to the ground, using your core to control the descent. Now the goal is to have as much balance and symmetry between the two sides. If you notice there's a substantial difference between the two sides, do extra reps on the more difficult side. Once you have great balance and no challenge with this exercise, you can even hold a small weight in your hand to increase the difficulty of the movement. And this is how you perform the floor get up.